So, greetings, ladies and gentle players. It is another wonderful whatever day this is of, I'm going to go on a limb and say 2024. And it's probably October or November, one of those 2 months at the time of this upload. Either way, it makes it a wonderful day to look at this game. This is a Go Seigen game, as you can see over there, right? Yeah, right over there. Go Seigen game. Fantastic. This is a game that I mentioned in my last real board video, where I went over a little bit of a, shall we say, maybe a bit more hot-tempered Go Seigen. He was kind of trying to slam his opponent's face into the ground repeatedly. He let his shape kind of go into some pretty bad places while that was occurring. And sure enough, he did lose that game. Poor Go Seigen. But in my opinion, he learned a lot of valuable lessons throughout that game. So we are going to fast forward from there to here. He is now a 9-dan, as you can see. This is from the 1950s. I forget what year the other one was from. Something in the 40s? I don't remember. And the mark on that I had marking it is gone too, so I can't pull it up again. Suffice to say, it's been a while since then, and I think you're going to like the player he turned into. Anyone who's actually, studied Go Seigen before, none of this is going to come as a surprise to y'all. But when you go from that video to this one, you're going to see a night and day difference. Let's go ahead and look at that night and day difference and talk about why it is important to make this kind of change, both in his play and into your own. So here, we've got a slap-happy little 4-4 point. His opponent invites anything and everything for another slap-happy 4-4 point. Go Seigen could go diagonal if he so chooses, but he doesn't. He's taking a 3-4, and his opponent opens 3-4 facing him. That makes this side the widest side that you can expand and contest. This is also a similarly wide side, but this is just expanding. So he has a choice. He can play over here, framework, just to kind of expand and develop, or he can play over here against this corner to kind of expand and contest. And he decides, I'm going to expand and contest. We all love to see it. True to even modern day, his opponent is like, I do not like you. I'm not going to just answer here and play some stupid joseki. I'm going to approach your corner and perhaps getting into a little bit of a fight. No. Interestingly enough, I hate this joseki. Try that one again. Interestingly enough, I hate this joseki. I do not like attaching to nowhere. I hate it. Hate it. But it's a bit more common back in the day. So, okay, sure, why not? No one would really play this way nowadays. But why not? White gets to answer, which is going to help his stones immediately. Helping your opponent, typically frowned on. But alright, your opponent settled. Little bit of a cutting point potentially. Gotta be a little careful. Not getting just a framework. Or a base, sorry. We would expect this one or this one maybe even. He's continuing the push. Interesting. Now, you could just be like, okay, I'm just going to extend. And then maybe he keeps extending for a large wall to extend from it. And then he's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe lines. You've got 4. He outvalues you. Ouch. So instead, we do a little bit of pressure, a little bit of fighting. And then he backs off. Okay. Solid connection is very solid. Solid defense is very solid. You can tell neither of these players are Fox players on account that the internet wasn't around back then. They couldn't be. Yeah, it's just not possible. So they're being fairly solid. Interesting little move from Black. He could have followed up. Any of those are options, true. The only danger is, well, what happens if your opponent follows up? That is not an insignificant amount of points, right? 7, 35, maybe, well, it wouldn't be 42 because we're not at 7 at this point anymore, but you get the idea. A lot of points. Not a lot of points. Not a lot of points means white's going to contest. So far, so good. Everyone's kind of relaxed and chilling. Gonna play a sequence that's kind of modern, actually. You might think, because this is an old game, that there is a certain way this variation's going to go. But you'd be a little bit surprised. Move order here is a little odd. Atari is under for the territory. Offers capture for capture. I think a lot of players would actually take that right now. And it's a little bit more common to see this, but if you do this one, then you're kind of in this variation, which it's kind of awkward, right? Like, oh, there's a ladder still. Oh, man, I don't want to have to deal with the ladder. So we're going to have to, like, play here now, I guess. Then white gets another move. It's not the end of the world. But this is pretty soft on white. White's fine here and here. This is still open. So the Atari is an interesting one. Why G3? He wants to contest this. Oops. If he just plays something like this one, for example, this is a pretty large area. I'm not sure if he would actually play this one, or maybe play a bit of a tighter variation to try to kill anything that comes in, since you could definitely give that a shot. But yeah, he's just contesting. Black contested, white's contesting. Everybody's contesting. Slightly, mind you. Slightly. All right. Cutting points. Cutting point dealt with. Killing point. Oh, wait. Sorry. Surrounding point. Denied. Killing point. Denied. And this next move is the first real solid indication that Go Seigen has learned stuff. Because he has an option to be aggressive and really expand, or try to be even be greedy and go really, really far in the expansion. But whatever you're thinking right now is his next move, isn't it? It probably isn't it. Might be thinking, take this one. Okay, but it leaves this wall out to dry. Might be thinking, then we'll play this one. But you still have a very large pincer to, attack both the things. So you might be thinking, okay, we're going to play here then. Still a very large area. That seems too close to thickness. But darned if it isn't pretty solid. Like, it's threatening about 15 points, give or take, right? Threatening about 15 points. Okay. That's about 15 points. So it's solid, but it does the job of the thing that we need it to do. Equal the territory. So is it a bit slow? Oh, you betcha. Yeah, it's a bit slow. Totally. Can't even pretend otherwise. But it does what it do. And it do it pretty well. White says, I am going to extend. Behold my extension. Enclosure, block, extend, makes sense. Extension, block, enclosure, makes sense. White is going to contest. Nowadays, if we backed off, we'd probably play something like this one. And if we played here, hard to say. A lot of the diehard AI crowd hit here without thinking about a single move as a variable. But, or sorry, it's a variation. But there are things you could still theoretically could do. Like if you wanted to get a little fancy dancy here, you could theoretically hit the shoulder hit and then shoulder hit again, with the intent being, because Hane, right? That I'm going to extend all of this because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Does 9 beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, it beats it by 4 lines per line, right? We don't even have to ask that question. Yeah, 100% it beats it by 4 lines. So you could totally do something like this. Lean on here, bait, get cut. Joy Jongs use that pretty effectively in a lot of her games. One of the strongest. Is she currently still rated as the strongest female professional? Or is that not quite so much a thing anymore now that Kim Yoon-ji has kind of taken a couple of stabs at her? She might still be regarded as the top female player. But yeah, it is a cute move. Instead, you got a pincer. Into the corner he goes. This can never connect to here. So there we go. Gonna Hane. Hane back. There you could do things. You could do things. Things can be done. White says we're gonna fight. You're gonna fight me. Fight me right now. Black says no. I'm gonna chill. Like, yeah, you're making stuff. But just as he didn't do anything psycho, like last time when he was like running his opponent into his own stones and just blowing his own shape up, he's being very careful. Like he would never have done this, but I'm just exaggerating. Like he's obviously thinking about shape and trying to stay as solid as possible rather than leave weird weaknesses behind that are going to haunt him later, right? This, very, very solid. Same thing. Could he do more? Absolutely. Is he staying solid, though? Oh, you betcha. So we're seeing a Go Seigen that is much more concerned with staying solid, with staying strong, and making sure his shape is just completely A-okay. Rather than the other one that's like, well, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead into my opponent. Same thing here. He's still just chilling. His opponent's trying to get him to engage. He's just like, fight me, fight me, fight me, contest what I'm doing. Not really landing what he wants though, right? So he tries it again. Fight me, fight me, fight me. Now I'm leaving shape behind. That's a bit of a problem, which sounds very familiar to the last Go Seigen game we had. Now we have this player kind of sort of doing the same thing, only now it's Go Seigen's turn to be like, I've learned my lesson. Solid shape is king. Defends nice and strong. He's strong here. He can Hane. Could he have played more aggressively here? Maybe. Maybe. Is he? Nope. Nope. We're just chilling. Connecting. Defending shape once again. This cutting point is never a thing. Never a thing. Got the reduction. This one is just nice. It's a nice, solid move, the turn. That way he can't try any kind of shenanigans here, right? Like going for this kind of thing. Ooh, this would be such a bad shape. Right? This would be such a bad shape. Like how many times would you have to push an Atari to freedom to get these out of the way? Meanwhile, white would just keep building up a larger and larger thing. Don't like. Turning. Simple. Okay, thinking about shape as well. Got the Atari. Now you have a bit of a Ko. Ko over. Admittedly, that's the kind of thing. Takes a... I'm very hesitant to play similarly. It's like, but that's my corner, man. But if you answer this, then you're probably answering this, and you're probably answering this. And then what? Are you going to keep answering? Like, how many co-threats can he get out of a corner and just taking more elsewhere? So, yeah, it's hard to do. It's hard to respond. So, done. Over it. Ko's gone. Hane. Strange. I thought he'd probably just extend. Cutting just for settling. Q17 is not Sviritol. It does take away a significant amount of territory, though. It does take away a significant amount of territory. Like, even if you just played just this one, for example, and then here into here, that's big. It's not severe as in a group's about to die, but it is severe in that there's a lot of territory here. Like, you probably wouldn't want this variation, so you're to probably play this one. All your corner territory from a large night enclosure is now up in smoke. It is pretty big. It is pretty big. The Hane is an interesting decision, though, by white. Because now I'm seeing dying stones. We can't save Q17. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of that extension. But you can see what he's going for. He's going for, the right. There's only one teensy tiny problem with going with the right. Who can tell me what the problem is? If white says this area is mine. What's the problem there, chat? Who knows? What's the problem there? If white says, this is mine. All of this area, only mine. Well, if you're looking at that and thinking to yourself, kind of a lot of area there to claim as your own. I might be right. That is a lot of area to claim as your own. Dare I say, too much area to claim as your own. So we might expect another move here to lay claim. But then... Okay, here's what actually happens. But let's say you did try to claim this area with, I don't know, you took away the 2-point jump. Took away a 2-point jump. Well, that means moves in here are probably going to be sente as you reinforce this area. And the problem with creating a wall here for black is this area is still really, really big. Hence, we're turning. We're trying to get up into that area and maybe expanding later. I could think all day about what move to play here. This move would not be one of the options that I would have thought about. Would anybody in chat have considered G12? Anybody? Anybody at all? Because I don't think anybody would. This kind of thing isn't really anywhere near meta right now. Playing like a solid, arguably slow move. It does a few things, though. There's Mii cutting points here. But yeah, I can't help but notice. No one's saying they would have played it. Nobody's saying they would have played it. So yeah, it has these 2 cutting points here and here. But it's also got some interesting shapey doodles to come on in for the top. White says, kill me. Black asks, calmly, rationally, do you mind if I clamp to the stone and take and connect under? White says, no. You cannot do that. I do not like go away. Very rude, but that he's allowed. Just takes territory. Super, super calm game. Big move. Corner, side, center. Connects on up. Time to reduce because he did play G12. White says, I'm not doing anything here. Don't mind me. I'm just going to kill you. Black says, are you sure about that? White says, yes, you are going to die. Elephant eye, poke through it. Connect up, threatening a solid cut now. Disconnecting, threatening to link under, still threatening a cut. That, he says, does not matter. So he follows up. Asks if he can connect. Is declined. And so he is out. Very, very tough fight. Because now he has this L group and this group both in trouble. He's like, hey, can I connect? Black says no. Can I kill you? Black says no. Are you sure I can't kill you? Black says, I'm sure. No surrounding and killing me today. Thank you very much. We have Sente. So now he's cut. At this point, in this very odd game, where Black has done nothing but try to be as solid as possible, we now have 2, arguably 3, maybe, but probably not, 4 groups that can be under attack. 3 definite, 4 possible, unlikely, but possible. Because when you are solid like this, you get to be the one going hunting after weaknesses. That is the payout for your patience and the solid play that you demonstrated thus far. If you are not solid and you've got a bunch of groups running around and they're weak, you don't really have that sort of ability because you're going to get in the way of your own unsettled groups, let's say. And then if your opponent just like wedges in there, everything's going to explode. You're not going to be happy when your groups start exploding. Moving to settle, declined. Moving to surround, declined. Trying to attack, fix the cutting point. Yeah, nobody likes it when their groups explode. No one likes that. Going for the surround. That is a connection that would have made me nervous because like, wait, but cut, Atari, and then what? That seems scurry. But you don't Atari, you just extend and you're fine. Don't Atari that stone. Don't Atari that stone, you're going to be okay. Now you won't be. So now you're fine. And now this group is fine. Can't be attacked anymore. Now we have to do a little bit of reading. Okay, we're fully surrounded. Okay, yeah, fully surrounded. Okay. Crap, that sucks. But there's still this. So we're fine for now. Which means we can keep attacking. Defend. This group is trying not to die. Threatening a disconnection. That is complicated. At first glance, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why? What are you doing? But this is all of White's territory. White is threatening to kill this in Gote with a potential cut. Push, block, and then cut. Because an Atari into a connect. So is this worth the fall of the right-hand side? You know? Not really. White blinks. It's like, no, I can't fight that. It's too small right now. So now Black asks, hey, what about the entire right-hand side? Now we play here to protect the shape and the cutting point. We're still fine here. So who cares about this? I'll cut you. Atari. Connect. Connect. Kill. Completely killed. Extend. Hane. Cut. Atari. Black. Back down. There's a Blackstone here now. So push. Back off. And then Atari. It's 3 stones. Fully captured. White's got to get Miracle in. Asks, says, okay, you can go and do this. I'll go and play here, and then maybe just kill the middle group instead. How's that sound? White says, no, you can't do that. You sure? Very sure. Very, very, very sure? Very, very, very sure. Oh, okay. Okay. Then I guess we're going to be okay here too. You can live here because all of your points disappeared. You've got this. Black's got this. Black's got this. Black's got these. Black's got this. And, I mean, at this point, this is under attack. Connect. Okay, take. Atari. Wait, I missed something. Hold up. Someone played twice and I don't know how. Oh, my bad. I skipped right past it. Sorry. There's one more move on the board. One more move on the board. One more move on the board. Because, yeah, this Hane just, like, kills. I mean, that Hane kills. Sorry. Yep. My scroll wheel zoomed right past it, and I missed it. My bad. So, yeah, we have there. Into here first. My brain didn't even process the fact that maybe we just play a bigger move than the top right now. Brain didn't even process it. It's like, yeah, we're going to play this right now because we can kill the right. So this is Sente. That's how not thinking about this I am in my games. It's like, oh, no, I got to Atari that and Atari that, right? No, you can play here. Because now once this is nice and solid, we can go back and just kill the right-hand side if he really wants to, you know, save himself up here. That's fine. But White's like, I don't want to do that. And then we go into this, into this, into this, into this, this, into here, into here, into here, into there. And now we can resume. And now we can resume. Simple question. Are you alive? White says I'm alive. Black says prove it. White says okay. If you play here, I am going to cut you. That is how I will be alive. Black says good point, which is why I'm sacrificing it. And sacrificing it. Still sacrificing it. Still sacrificing it. Or sorry, now we're fixing our shape, sorry. It's nicely sacrificed. This is now in trouble because, I mean, you can literally play like here to undercut the shape. White comes out because that's getting to be big. Forcing move, forcing move, forcing move, forcing move. Can't Hane because that's an Atari. Weird echoes. You should not be getting an echo. I just verified that earlier. Do you have 2 streams up? Yeah, if you're getting an echo, you must have 2 streams open. So connect, take. That's confirmed in Atari. So we completely undercut this group. Don't get cut off. And now we're threatening to, you know, come on in. But we're fine here. So we're going to go and poke around a little bit. Threaten some shape. Threaten a cut. Black has to not, or sorry, white has to not be dead. Very important that white's not going to be dead. So he has to escape. Which means this stone's probably swallowed. White asks, hey, can I kill something? Answer is no. You sure I can't kill something? Quite sure you can't kill something. Okay, doesn't want to die. Connects his stones up, and now you're in trouble. There's too much to do. You want to connect here, but you're about to die in the corner again. You have to take the upper right, which means this is going to fall. So you have to do this. He gets to do this. And the estimate score right now is black is not up by a bajillion points, but he's up. He's up. There's no two ways about it. He is up. So white resigns. White's like, you know what? Nope. I'm done. You got me. He's not up by a ton, but he's up by enough. Can still be a close game. But he's like, yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing. There's also one other teeny tiny reason, and that is there's still a little bit of Aji here for later, but yeah, no spaghetti for this one. They didn't really do spaghetti back in the day. That's more of a modern thing. Yeah, modern players would go to counting before resigning here, but not these players. Like, nope, there's no way I'm coming back from this game. There's no way. It is not happening. Just not happening. But you did see a much more patient Go Seigen in this game. That is for sure. He was looking after his shape a lot more. It did not mean that he was in any way playing slow or passive. It's just he's playing solid. If his opponent doesn't afford him the same courtesy of thinking about his groups, bad things are going to happen. He was willing to give up some what he saw as small moves to do other things. His entire right-hand side fell, after all, at the cost of this. And I think we can all agree, when we're looking here, what's larger? These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stones, or this area? Of course this area is larger. 100% this area is larger. So being able to make that call is pretty cool. Very respectable, indubitably. Either way, hope you like both of the games that I showed and learned a little bit of something from them. Both the earlier and the later Mr. Seigen.